Hello, hello, hello. The mob has spoken. Do you remember? Do you remember when I asked for suggestions for reviews? This was a while ago, and then I just I don't know what happened. But the mob has spoken. That was the 18th of September. I posted this. Should we have a look? Should we look at what the results were? Well, Flying Lizards. No one was interested. Nobody wanted that one. Mandrake Project. No. Songs for Drella. It's a bit of a race there, but it was reissue, which is the French pronunciation of this album by Marillion. Yeah. Originally released 18th of September 1998. Like, this is the reissue of it when they remixed it. It's the 10th album by the band. There was a run of albums. There was Strange Engine, Radiation, and Marillion.com. 3 albums back to back. Boom, 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 boom. Now I don't know if that was a contractual thing, because I was on Castle Communications back then after being kicked off of EMI. EMI dumped them, and Marillion were kind of floating around. It was just before they invented crowdfunding, I believe, with Anarachnophobia, which my name's in there, I believe, because I foolishly signed up. Don't know why I bothered, because I'm blocked from Marillion's Facebook page for some reason. Don't know why. Never really had any interaction with them, but maybe I won't give them any more money ever again. You know, you go, I'll see what they do. No, blocked. It's like, what the hell? But hey, these things happen, don't they? I don't take it personally. So yeah, 10th studio album. I'm trying to think back at the time. Back in the day, back in 1998, used to listen to this one in the car. I used to go out for drives in the night time. I remember listening to this one a lot. I didn't mind it. I thought it was all right. But again, the problem with Marillion is sometimes their albums are either really good, like Afraid of Sunlight, or they're really kind of or they're really good, like Marbles, or they're really And again, the problem with these albums, all of them, Strange Engine, Radiation, Marillion.com, is there's some good tracks on there, but they're spread over 3 albums. Whereas if they'd have, put one album out over the 3 years and just used all the good songs, you'd have had an amazing album. But you get the feeling it was kind of just spreading it a bit thinly. Originally, this was 48 minutes 33 seconds, so a little bit long. Starts off with a funny little track, Costa del Slough. Slough is a place west of London, southwest of London. Probably come to prominence in The Office. That's where Wernham Hogg, the paper company where The Office was based, Ricky Gervais's and Stephen Merchant's show was based. So Costa del Slough, again, that's a funny little thing, isn't it? Let's laugh at Slough. Let's bomb Slough. That's that poem, wasn't it? Bomb. Sorry, Stream of Consciousness. There is a poem about bombing Slough. I can't remember who did it. It wasn't Betjeman, was it? Bombing Slough poem. It was Betjeman. Oh God, I'm good. Slough by John Betjeman. Come friendly bombs and fall on Slough. It isn't fit for humans now. There isn't grass to graze a cow. Swarm over death. What a great poem. It's a little funny 1 minute 27 track. Followed by Under the Sun, which again, the band have covered global warming and things before with Season's End, and they kind of cover it again here. Again, I quite like it. It's a good one out the gate. I think it's a good belter. Answering Machine is another one which I think is pretty good. I think, again, the problem with this record is you got all the strong stuff up front, and then the weaker stuff at the end because it's longer. The songs are longer, and my interest in the record literally runs out as it moves forward. And yeah, the first three, well, I won't count Costa del Slag, it's not really a song, is it? Is it really a song? Does it count? I don't know. But the first track 2, 3 and 4 I think are really strong tracks. Now She'll Never Know. These Chains was the single. It's got a pretty melody there. Again, I think it's a bit long. Cut that one down. Born to Run, Cathedral Wall, and A Few Words for the Dead. I was just, so like I say, my interest just kind of wanes as we get through this record. 3 Minute Boy is interesting. Again, I listened to this when this won, because I do listen to these records. I know it's hard to believe because, it often comes across as I don't know what I'm talking about whatsoever. Who's this Marillion band? But 3 Minute Boy seemed quite archaic. It's a song about a kid who writes a song, and the girl likes him because he's a pop star, and it all falls apart. Again, nowadays, the idea of a kid writing a song and getting famous and having it all and then losing it all, it seems so archaic and so far away, But again, was it 25 years ago, 26 years ago? Fucking hell, where did that time go? Jesus Christ. Oh dear. If we'd have stayed, again, this is what I keep telling the missus, if we'd have stayed at our first home, we'd be paying the mortgage off. The mortgage would be finished this December. And we'd owned it outright. God, we'd have been rich, but beyond our dreams. But it was very small. There wouldn't have been enough space for us all. So, but I keep reminding her, December this year, 2024, 25 years since we took out that first mortgage, we'd have paid it off by now. Sorry, I'm wittering on. So yeah, for me, it kind of peters out, because I think it's got some really good poppy. Because Marillion are essentially a pop band. I know a lot of people don't like me saying that, but that's why EMI signed them. They signed a band who were going to sell records and to get on top of the pops. And Marillion got on top of the pops. They've been on top of the pops quite a few times. And, and I think Marillion are at their strongest when they do the kind of poppy stuff. When they do the meandering, long, impenetrable, all moody stuff, it often just disappears. It disappears into nothingness. And again, a lot of people are going to hate me for saying that, but I think their strongest moments are when they're a pop band. Look at Easter and things like that. Even on this 3 Minute Boy, it's a good little pop song. Though they didn't release that one, they released these Chains instead, which it's kind of a ballad. They only released one single off this as well. So yeah, I mean, it's not a bad record. There's some good songs on here, but I just find it. Like I say, if you go and listen to, again, I'm just annoying the Marillion fans. I'm sorry. If you listen to this Strange Engine, this and Marillion.com, and get the best songs off it, and put those songs onto one album, you've got a really strong album, So yeah. Now again, onto this, because this came out in 2013. This was reissued because at the time the band were being very brave. That's not a reference to their album. They're being very brave because they decided to kind of recreate themselves. I think they were looking at what was going on around them with the likes of Radiohead, and I don't think Coldplay had made it. Yeah, I think Coldplay were 99, weren't they? But they were looking around at what other bands were doing. They decided to kind of strip back their sound, modernise. Steve Rothery was, simplifying his guitar sound. No more delay or chorus. And I thought this was great. I really did. And I really liked what they did with this at the time. It felt fresh. It felt, like, a more immediate band. They didn't like it. Then in subsequent years, they said, no, we didn't like it. And that's where this comes along, because they they remixed it and they brought out a more kind of dense version of it with more twiddly bits, more fiddly bits, which kind of goes against what the original ethos of the recording was. That's their prerogative, you know. It's like, I've listened to both. I don't really care what they've done. I don't really care much for the new one because the first one is the one that, you know, is the one. You know? But they didn't like it, so they changed it, and that's what this is. And oops, no, that wasn't my joints cracking. And so we got this little remix version here by Michael Hunter. He's done some of the remixes on the box sets that have been out. And oops, you've got this. I think most of this art is from the original. Again, it was a long time ago, and yeah, I think Carl Glover redesigned it or whatnot. You know, I remember that picture being everywhere back in the day. And Mark Kelly with his fake head tattoo. Oh, we laughed, we did. Oh, we laughed. And so, yeah, this is like the version that's out now with the remix, and you got the original as well. So you can decide for yourself. But they had all these little kind of segues between the tracks, which again they kind of sampled, and again it was a different way of presenting things. And I thought it was interesting. I thought it was texturally interesting, but they disagreed and rejiggered it. That's fine. That's fine. You've got both versions if you want them. So, you know, if I've got a preference, I don't really care. The first one, even though they don't like it. But yeah, well, I mean, again at the time, you've got to remember in 1998. There was a lot of music sloshing around. Again, the music scene was vibrant, lots of bands, lots of everything. I think, I'm trying to think, 98, probably, yeah, Warm Jets were probably my big thing at that time. And, you know, Supergrass and bands like that, Blur, you know. I was listening to all kinds of, I guess you'd call it Britpop, but Britpop had already kind of fizzled by them. So yeah, there was lots going on, and I mean, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind the record. I remember enjoying it at the time, you know, but it didn't have the stickiness of something like Afraid of Sunlight or Marbles, which I really, I think that's a really good record. I think it's because it's a very personal record. Yeah, so, but then if you compare it to some of their later stuff, you know, some of their other records that have been out more recently, you know, like oh god, I've got to pull up the discography because there's a lot of records, isn't there? There's a lot of records. Like Happiness is the Road. Somewhere else, Happiness is the Road. Sounds That Can't Be Made. Fear. An Hour Before It Starts. Those albums, I mean, I just find those utterly boring. Oh no. But at least with Radiation I'll try and do something different, you know, and that's good. Whereas now they just do the same thing over and over again, and yeah, I'm not such a big fan of it. Again, I think that's why Marbles works, because there's like a 3-year gap between Anarachnophobia and Marbles, you know, and I think they need to be more gaps. But what do I know? I'm blocked from their Facebook page. What do I know? That's all you need to know, really, isn't it? That's all you need to know. It's because look at the Wikipedia page. There's an article here by Anil Prasad. He's blocked me on Twitter, X, and I don't know why. I've never had anything to do with him either. But there was a link, and I clicked. Do you ever get the feeling nobody likes you? It's all right. I don't care. My dog likes me. The kids tolerate me. The missus treats me with the disdain that comes with being together for like 30, how many years? 36, 37 years. So, you know, that's all that counts, really, isn't it? We're not here to be adored by strange people. Or maybe we are. I don't know. I've kind of witted on. Sorry about that. Anyway, no one's watching. That's the beauty of this, because no one's watching. And if you've got this far, I need your suggestions for the next poll. Yeah? So this is it. This is the reason we're doing this, just for the engagement. So I need you and you and you at the back there, to give me some suggestions, and try not to repeat your suggestion. Try and do some new ones. Do some new suggestions. Try and think of suggestions that are going to be popular and going to win, rather than obscure shit that nobody wants to hear. I'm just giving you some guidance there. So put your suggestions in the comments, and then I'll create a poll, and we'll do it again. Eh? It's a bit of fun, isn't it? It's a bit of fun. So yeah, I've been talking about Marillion's 10th album, Radiation, and this remixed version and that's come out. And yeah, I mean, it's okay. I enjoyed it a lot at the time because there was a big music scene, and there's a new Marillion album, yeah. And I wanted to support them because I knew that they were, having a bit of trouble, not getting. They weren't. Basically, Marillion couldn't get arrested back then. They were a bit like the Stephen Wilson of PROG. Oh no, wait a minute. Stephen Wilson was the Stephen Wilson of PROG back in those days, and he couldn't get arrested either because there were better bands out there playing. There were better bands, more interesting bands than Marillion or Porcupine Tree. Oh man, I'm just annoying everyone. This is why nobody likes you, Darren. So, it was a vibrant time. So I enjoyed it at the time. I've listened to it again, and I think it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. See what I did there? That's a Marillion deep cut. It's very much that, and I think maybe if the track listing had been shuffled a bit better, I might be able to get through it. I just find some of those longer songs a bit stodgy, and I just kind of zone out a bit. Like that one off the Marbles, Ocean Cloud. Oh my god, that really does my brain in. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. If you haven't, why the hell are you here? Why are any of us here? Why am I doing this? And we'll do this all again soon. Don't forget to leave your suggestions in the comments, and we'll do a poll, and we'll keep on going. And that's it. That's that. Check it out. If you haven't listened to it, check it out. And you might enjoy it. You might enjoy it. I mean, there is some good poppy stuff on there. Again, I know when I say poppy, people are going, oh, but Marillion aren't poppy. Then why were they on top of the pops all the time during the 80s? And trying to call top of the pops during the 90s? I'm just saying. Anyway, thank you for watching. Another delightful entry in the Prog Review Hall of Fame. Prog on.